Hey guys, Kaiser here, and welcome back to some professional Age of Empires 2. Now, if you are at all familiar with the AoE2 competitive scene, you've no doubt heard of T90's Hidden Cup. This tournament is a huge fan favorite. We get to watch the very best players battle it out under a secret identity, meaning that the audience and the casters don't actually know which player is which. It is an awesome event. People love it. It's a lot of fun. And the qualifiers to get into the event are going on right now. Just a couple of days ago, I was watching a series where a very high elo German player named Running was taking on another high elo player named Rusher. And as those names would suggest, the tournament that set was very chaotic, very energetic, and just an absolute blast to watch. And then just last night, my wife and I were watching a series where MbL took on the Hidden Cup 2 finalist, the Max. And again, a really cool series. A lot of back and forth action. Very kinetic, very chaotic, and a lot of fun to watch. Well, I get off work today and I come home, hop onto the ladder just to see what's going on. And who do I happen to see playing a game but MbL versus Running? And I'm thinking to myself, wow, the stars must be aligning. I have no choice but to cast this game. I have no doubt this is going to be a fun one. I can't confirm this, but I would bet the world that this is MbL and Running practicing, warming up for Hidden Cup 5. So I have no doubt this match is going to be an amazing one. So buckle in. It's going to be a lot of fun. We find ourselves on the AoE2 Classic Arabia, the map, very open map. MbL, in the red, playing as the Chinese, against, in the blue, Running, playing as the Dravidians. It's a very interesting matchup. I mean, the Chinese are considered one of the strongest civilizations in the hands of pro players because they offer so much flexibility. They have a very open tech tree, you have a lot of options, and that technology discount. As you go up in ages, technologies cost less and less overall. So the Chinese are very flexible. I think I see them played as an archer civ more often than not. They're good at archers in general, and of course they have the Chokunu unique unit, which is a very fun archer unique unit. So I see them often played archer style, but really, you can do just about anything with the Chinese. Now the Dravidians are not as open of a civilization. They have extremely good infantry. Their barracks technologies cost 50% less. We don't often see pro players go into infantry, though, unless it's for something like a drush or something like that. You know, in the mid-game scenario or the early-late game, infantry are often just avoided in favor of archers or cavalry. As the Dravidians, you don't want to go into cavalry. They have, I believe, the worst stable in the game. Of any civilization that gets stables, the Dravidians have the worst. So knights probably aren't on the table here. They do have decent archers. They actually have a bonus where their skirmishers attack faster. And what I actually have an eye on here, as we start this match, and looks like Running is pulling Loom in. I'm wondering if he's going to tech up after this. The Dravidians get significantly cheaper siege units. There it is. We have Running teching up on 18 Vils. MbL still pushing in Deer, still in the Dark Age. Looks like I'm betting he'll tech up closer to maybe, well, I was going to say 21, but no. 20 Vils. Oh, there it is, the 21st Vil. 21 Vils. He is on his way up into the feudal age. So a little bit of a later age up, but more Vils on the field means a stronger economy once you get there. Anyway, the Dravidians, they get significantly cheaper siege. I think it's 33% less if I'm not mistaken. So, I would predict that maybe what we might see, who knows with these pro players, but maybe what we see is something like the Chinese player going into archers, and then the Dravidian player going into, you know, Mangonel or something like that to try to shut down the archer play. That's what I'm going to guess. Feudal Age coming in, and look, whoa. Okay. So, sure enough, we actually see a drush. So you know what? This is living up to what I was mentioning at the start of the video already. You know, like I said, both players, Running versus Rusher, and then MbL versus the Max. In both of those series, these players enjoyed getting into the fracas very early. They like mixing it up. Neither player seems to be the type to want to sit back and just defensively boom. They want to get into the action. And so here we go. Men-at-Arms coming in. This is a Men-at-Arms rush then for the Dravidians. And of course that technology costs significantly less for the Dravidians. So pretty cool here. He is going to disrupt, or attempt to disrupt, MbL's eco here. As this is happening, and we do see some scouting going on. It looks like there's a scout there for MbL. But I'm going to keep my eyes here for a second. Keep an eye on the idle TC time and the idle eco time for both players, because that will signify just how much damage is being done. And if Running is lucky, maybe he even gets some kills here. Who knows? Oh, this... Whoa. Oh, nope. Nope. He gets out. Alright. I think that Running is making the right choice here. It's... you know, I can't really get any kills here. They're too close to the town center. So he's playing a very dangerous game as he tries to attack the vills. Locking onto something like a lumber camp or house, just doing some damage, wasting some of MbL's wood eco. I think it's a smart move. It makes sense to me. Forcing MbL to drop a lumber camp means that he won't have as much wood to put into, you know, I don't know, spears or skirms or, you know, other buildings that he needs, right? So I think that's a nice move. Well, meanwhile, not content to stay on the defense, MbL moves forward with 3 scouts of his own. Let's keep an eye on both action, both moments here. I really like what Running has done up here. He's added in a spear and an archer. So he just has a mix of units doing a little bit of damage. MbL is trying to find some damage of his own with the scouts. But Running is already small-walled. His gold, his lumber. That lumber camp goes down. He moves on to the house. Okay, keeping an eye down here. Oh! Oh, hey, look at this. He does it. Alright, MbL locks in Running's army. He's stuck in here. He's got to try to break out. Otherwise, that whole army is, you know, not doing anything. It's useless, and it might get pelted to death as MbL, the Chinese player here, player playing China, is bringing skirmishers into the battle. Now these scouts, it looks like MbL got 1 villager, but lost a scout in the bargain. This house is not going down. He has lost the spearman. He's lost the archer. So he's just stuck. 3 swordsmen. The scout goes down. Okay. Now these men-at-arms, they don't take bonus damage from the skirm. Skirm's kind of weak overall, but they don't have any pierce armor. Archer's coming in to free up these swordsmen. They will shoot down that 1 skirm. Yeah. Okay, maybe he gets a breakout at this point. Skirm's moving forward. Now, what'll be interesting to see, again, does this become a skirmisher versus skirmisher fight? Because the Dravidians do get faster firing skirmishers. So that would be kind of a boon in Running's cap if it becomes that sort of battle. But then maybe you're playing to MbL's advantage if you do that, because he has the flexibility that you don't. Scout fight breaks out here. Okay. Scouts are down for MbL. But I think he's transitioning over into skirms. This is a dangerous fight. I mean, if the skirmishers can get a hold of the situation, obviously they counter the archers. They'll do a lot of damage. And we see fletching coming in, giving the skirmishers both more damage and more range. Fletching is already in for our Dravidian player. So right now, MbL has the stronger economy, but running is the player that seems to have the military momentum. The fight is happening on MbL's side of the map. No more pressure is coming in from, you know, from MbL on running's side. So I always value that as an AoE2 player. I like being able to fight on the enemy's turf. Especially for these type of players who love playing offensively, they love the chaos. I think that's something you'd like to see. Let's take a look here. 1 archery range, 1 stable, 1 barracks. Down here we've got a market coming in. 1 archery range, 1 stable, 1 barracks. Interesting that he has decided to build a stable. Put down a couple of scouts, I see. I think that's a good call. If MbL invests too heavily into skirms, scouts makes a lot of sense. Plus, it does give you the ability to possibly raid somewhat flexibly. But what I am concerned about, running's armies all the way over here on this side of the map, while MbL is pushing forward, maybe getting some damage in of his own. Even with skirms, you can be disruptive. 3 archers, 7 skirms. I don't think he got a kill. Let's snapshot really quickly what I'm talking about, by the way, as far as looking at those numbers. You can see that the running, our Dravidian player, has 1 minute and 37 seconds of idle TC time compared to MbL's 41 seconds. That's actually really impressive, considering, again, running is the one doing the raiding. So, good on MbL to keep his town center going and stay focused through all of that. But, in spite of that, we do see that MbL has picked up 15 minutes of idle eco time, idle villager time, standing around or just doing something unproductive, not collecting resources, compared to 10 minutes of idle eco time for running. And I think that's the consequence of being raided. So the pressure is on from running on MbL. Both players going up to the castle age. Running will be up first, about 1 minute and 20 seconds if my math is right, something like that. And, whoa, big raids coming in here. Several deaths on MbL's side. Running has to be happy about that. A market coming up for MbL, so both players investing in economic flexibility. Ooh, this is a moment. That scout is low. If that scout is down, those archers are pinned, and they get blown up. Yeah, look at it. The skirms, they're not even worried about the scout. The archers coming in as backup, they'll take care of that scout. Yeah, and these archers have to go down. Yep. Bye-bye. Okay, so a bunch of ill kills has gotten running's eco a little bit closer to MbL. He's got to be happy with that. Again, I just think the disruption and the psychological aspect of fighting on your opponent's side of the map is a nice pickup. We do see crossbowmen and bodkin arrow coming in, so running is going to stay on archers. And did I call it, or did I call it, a siege workshop, a forward siege workshop, being built for running. Mango. I say on the field. The Mango, there it is. It was in the siege workshop. It is now on the field. MbL with a counter workshop of his own. Now, on the one hand, I'm a little concerned for running in the sense that MbL is already on skirms. He's already picked up a lot of technologies there. But on the other hand, he has the significantly cheaper, again, I think it's 33% cheaper, Mangonel. So if it becomes a, let's say, a Mango versus Mango fight, which would not surprise me. There it is. Second Mango coming in for MbL. If it's a Mango versus Mango fight, then, you know, let's say that's even trades, 1 for 1. In that scenario, it's costing MbL more to take those trades than it is for running, so that's advantage running. If it becomes a skirmisher versus skirmisher fight, Dravidian skirmishers fire faster. They are more effective. So I think those are fights running wants to take. So far, I think that the flow of battle is what running wants. I think it makes sense for the Dravidian. And we actually do see 4 villager advantage now going to the blue player, as running has 3 town centers down. MbL has decided to stay on 1 TC for right now. We do see that even as running has picked up an eco lead, MbL has a significantly larger army. And trying to get some pressure in. I'm not seeing kills, but this is disruption. The idle eco time is climbing for running. And if he's not careful, pretty soon... Oh, look at that. That's actually... Okay, no. The idle eco time for running has eclipsed the idle eco time for MbL. So, even though he's got the more economy, he's got 9 vills up on MbL right now, not all of those villagers are even working. Scout down. MbL has camels on the field now, alongside a primarily archer skirmisher force. Oh, nice shot. Unfortunately, I do not have Capture H Pro, so I cannot tell at the moment exactly how many kills that was, but I believe that was about 5 or 6 skirms and archers down. It's a pretty significant moment there. Whoa. 3 mangonel coming in. Do Dravidians get redemption? I'd love to see that. If it becomes a mango versus mango fight, if I were in running shoes, and I think I have maybe around half the elo he does, so I'm not going to, claim to be a pro. But if I were in his shoes, I'd love to get out some monks and try to convert these. Oh, nice, nice. Mango down for MbL. 2 mangoes down. Good push so far. We have, however, MbL's army alongside a mango pushing forward into running's base, putting pressure on this easternmost TC. Oh, the moves, the moves. A little chip damage here. Oh, wow. 2 HP on that mango. And MbL is able to take down one of running's mangoes, as well as a repairville. That's a nice pickup. And these battles can swing for want of a nail. A little bit of chip damage here and there, slowly whittling away, means 1 single siege unit you otherwise wouldn't have, and that means 2 more siege go down, and before you know it, there's a snowball, which very well could be the case here. Who knows? What I do know, 3 mangonel are out for MbL. A second one has just come out. Oh, nice 1-for-1 trade. A little bit of damage on the archers. I think running wanted more than that. Knights on the field. Another reason why I think monks would be a really good choice. Castle coming up. Mango down. MbL is doing a really good job sniping down these mangoes. Sniping down the mangonel and keeping his own siege units preserved. That's really cool. At this point, take a look at... Let's take a step back and look at the big picture. As running is walling up, trying to keep MbL's army out of his base. Take a step back. Running has almost 30 more villagers than MbL does. So the economic potential is huge for our Dravidian player. But MbL has double the military that running does. And the pressure now is on MbL's side. I'm sorry, is on running's side. So if running is not able to push this back, MbL could get a snowball going here. He was able to stop this house from being fully built. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody in the comments tell me if I'm wrong. Because the house was not finished, they actually don't get the armor. So the knights are doing more damage to a house foundation than they are to a completed house. Alright, he's losing some knights here and there. Looks like, for all of the archer play that's happening right now, archers and skirms, running does not have ballistics up. which means that this knight was able to get through kind of without issue. But he was also sacrificed. 1-for-1 trade on the mangoes there. Pressure continuing for MbL, but he's only got a single onager applying that pressure. No, never mind. Forward siege workshop over here means 2 mangoes in the field, a third one coming out. Defensive castle, a second defensive castle coming up for running. Yeah, look, he's producing mangonel out of 2 separate siege workshops. The pressure is on. Knights coming into raid. Whittling away at the crossbow army. But this castle will go up. There it is. Mango down. Second mango down. That's how you counter siege right there. You just lure them in and then build a castle on their face. Yeah, look, no ballistics means that this knight will get out. Gets out. Yep. Okay, so running has got to be feeling a little bit better as the Imperial upgrade is coming in for the Dravidians. MbL, nowhere near teching up. Huh. So you have to ask, if you're in running shoes right now, what do you use that technology for in order to turn the tide? How do you swing this around? I'm a big proponent. Age-ups by themselves are worthless if you're not actually taking advantage of them, you're not doing something. So what is he going to do here? He is on the back foot. I don't think that, you know, in a normal game, I'd say, you know, immediately trebs, build a bunch of trebs. I don't know if that makes the most sense in this situation. I think you need to build up an army of your own, an army of superior technological worth, in order to overwhelm what MbL has here. I would love to see a bunch of monks. Like I said, I think that's my play. But maybe you go into, well, again, you can't do really knights. We see that he is going to go into bracer right away. Ballistics finally coming in. That's a nice pickup. That's the third archery range coming in now. Thanks to ballistics, more knights finally going down. As we have chemistry coming in. Meanwhile, archer armor coming in on MbL's side. Which would suggest to me that he's thinking skirmisher is the play. I wonder if we're going to see, like, elephants from the Dravidians. That's possible. I mentioned earlier, so their stable is really bad. But they do get Elephant Archer. And I think Elephant Archer might be an interesting choice here against a mango-heavy composition. You go Elephant Archer, monks. They should be able to absorb the mangonel fire much better than a regular archer horde. Skirmishers, knights. There's some tanky boys. They would be able to push back this advance. Now maybe there's too many mangonel. But if the Dravidians get redemption, which I need to double check that. Let me see. I actually might be able to check that. Let me do this really quickly. Hopefully those noises don't show up in the recording, but let's see. They do get atonement. They don't get redemption. Ah, alas. Well, no wonder he's not going monks then. That makes sense. Running has a single treb out on the field. I think he was using that to try to push back these siege units. Did not get the snipe he was hoping for, but he is putting some pressure off of himself, which you got to appreciate. MbL going up to the Imperial Age himself, and he's picking up the light cavalry upgrade. That makes sense. I mean, if running is going into a slow-moving ranged army, archers and mangonel, then you can just get up a force of light cav and raid where he's not, right? Get a bunch of Vil kills, or maybe you're even able to flank around and catch the siege by surprise and blow him up with light cav. That technology makes a lot of sense. Now I do know, I will say this, I'm positive. I know you get onagers, the Dravidians, and I'm pretty sure you get siege engineers as well. So being able to pick up those technologies, I think, would make a lot of sense. If this is becoming a mango versus mango fight, if it's all about the siege units, then you want the better units, and I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen that already. Arbalest coming in for for the Dravidians. Again, economically, running as 20 more units, 20 more vills than MbL does. So the economic potential should be higher for the Dravidian player. But we do see MbL, I just caught this on the minimap, he's starting to move out, putting a castle on the far east side of the map, suggesting he wants to expand out and claim the territory where running is not. And I think that's smart. If this game goes long, you'll want those resources. Bracer and Chemistry coming in for China. Oh, nice shot, nice shot. Alright, some damage. Yeah, I do think it's a shame we're not seeing skirms from... Maybe I'm asking too much, wanting too many things at once. But I think skirmishers would be a really interesting pickup for the Dravidians. Because they would outclass the Chinese skirms. And I think they would provide an interesting meat shield for your archers to do their job. MbL sees it and pulls back his skirms before they get blown up by the castle. Well done. Knights coming in to get some raids, pushing, running off of stone. That'll be helpful. He almost had enough to throw down into the castle. So it helps that, at least for a moment, he was pushed away. But I guess he's going back. 133 vills versus 105. Siege Workshop is back up. Is this a single Siege Workshop? No, he's got 3. He has 3 Siege Workshops and Onager coming in. Nice shots here on the skirms. Oh, nice. Can we get another good shot? Can we? No. But the Arbs can do some work. Oh, watch. Oh, this could be a moment right here. Both players playing a dangerous, deadly game of dodgeball. MbL goes down. Whoa. That little micro skirmish turned in running's favor. Well done. Both players have almost the exact same amount of KD. 96 to 94. And running loses his MbL under the castle. That has to sting. Another game of dodgeball here. Fire! 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 Nope. Okay. Nope. Just died. If only. I've got to say, MbL has done such a great job. I think so far we've seen that he has done a better job this match of microing his onagers and, you know, kind of preserving his siege units. At least when it comes to those dodgeball, onager versus onager battles. I think that's really worked in MbL's favor. A Treb is out, starting to push down these castles, or Castle 1 anyway. Running as a Treb of his own. Retaliating. 2 Trebs out for the Dravidians, but 3 are out and a 4th on the way for China. So the siege, the pressure is on. I think MbL has momentum here. And we do see that red is claiming more and more of the map. So that's a really nice little side point. It's not where the action is, but I think it's just as important to note. 4 Trebs on the field. MbL are pushing out, hoping to maybe catch... Oh, wait a minute. Another battle. Oh, siege down. Siege. Oh, no. 2 onagers down. 4 running. And MbL did not lose anything in that bargain. Lycav coming in just as the castle falls. These onagers are able to push forward and do some real damage alongside the knights. Running. Picking up 2-handed swordsmen and chainmail armor. We are seeing a tech switch into infantry. If he could get a mass up, that could be really interesting. I mean, so he'd have to avoid the onager shots, but presumably he can get the infantry in on them. We don't really see a lot of archers from MbL right now. The technologies are there. It would not be a difficult tech switch, but archers aren't there right now. And I would imagine that the infantry should be able to trade favorably against the cavalry. We have, yeah, look at this. Squires, plate mail armor, champion coming in. But so many of these barracks are forward. They will go down shortly after the castle does. Siege ram all the way. Military, definitely in MbL's favor. He has taken the villager lead. MbL's definitely winning this game right now. Barracks down. And sure enough, there it is. Running calls the GG. What a match. Like, just right from the start. Back and forth action. The drush into the army capture and the skirmisher flank into the counterattack with the archers. And meanwhile, the scouts are running. Wow. These guys are pros for a reason. That was an incredible, exciting game. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy these sorts of pro games, if you like to see me cast them, if you want to see more of this type of game, and maybe some of these, Hidden Cup adjacent sort of matches. This was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to cast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see next. For now, this is the Iron Kaiser, signing out. Have a great one, guys.